Yeah, awesome. Okay, we'll have more prizes to give away tomorrow, so you have to come back. Okay? I am going to turn it over now to Miss Kailey Burbank, who has a couple of announcements, and then she's going to be the first on our program this evening.
Thank you all for coming. So the first thing I would kind of like to mention, as Dr. Roper mentioned earlier today, we are selling our Revival First Edition of Athena's Web. This is our literary journal that we put together here at the Writing Center. We worked endless hours to get this published. It has creative artwork, photographs, short stories, a couple of long stories, poems, a little bit of everything in this. You can purchase a copy for $5. We do ask that it go as a donation towards Sigma Tau Delta, that is the National English Auditors Society here at Athens State. You can purchase these up here at the, we just moved the registration table. There's a table up here. You can get these for $5. Just scan a QR code or pay with cash to get a copy and donate that towards Sigma Tau Delta. My first reading for the day is actually going to be a poem of mine that was published in here. It was my first poem ever published. So I will read that one for you all before I break into some new work. What do I know about life? Birth, an infant born of purity, innocence radiates beauty. A toddler who smiles at me, so beautiful, so deserving. How could anyone not fall in love with such unprecedented divinity? A curious child with unwavering stamina, her spirit tireless and heart free. I know, my daughter, my child, a being born for me, embraces this world with charisma and grace. This presence, her liveliness, isn't learned behavior. She wears it so well. But I also know life, though splendid and bright, also bears pain. And I know we each owe a karmic debt, and I have paid plenty. She's still in the prime of her youth, yet I can't help but see me. Do I too radiate beauty and light? Is she taught this enchanting nature? I know, though dampened by tears of grief, I still overflow with benevolence. And I know there is so much of her mother in her, a vivacious spirit with an abundance of charity to give. I do not know much about living, but I do know about love. And I believe to live is to love, and to love her is life. This next one is a new piece. It's kind of been weighing on my heart heavily for about a year now. I kind of wanted to do it last year, but it just wasn't the right time. And here in the last couple of days, I kind of pushed myself to put it together, actually today. And it's, when I started my poetic journey, I kind of was hoping, or was aiming for more of an edgy type of writing. It's just who I am, of course you can tell probably, but these are more in touch with my heart, and that you may be able to see. I haven't got a title for this one yet. The title I think would give it away, so I gotta rework that. The world ignites with color these days. I tend to notice it more clearly now. Even on the days I've run my human ragged, I manage to grip onto the warmth I hold true. In the sun, I'm reminded I'm alive. In the fields, butterflies show me you're near. I chase adventure the way you once did, and love as if there's no tomorrow. Overwhelmed with empathy, compassion, and vigor, I embody the best of you. I no longer hold anger, I only see your beauty, in me and in her. 3 generations of loving souls, tied together by more than blood and bone. enigmatic energy, everlasting morality. 11 years later, I am becoming the best version of you, and I am at peace. Happy heavenly birthday, Mom.
Next, we will have the Athens State University Community Choir.
Good evening, everybody. This is the Athens State Community Choir, and I'm Teresa Edwards, and my accompanist is Canna Ricketts, and we're going to sing two songs. Our first song is called Steal Away, and our second song is called Keep Your Lamps.
Next, we will hear from Laura Hunter.
Good evening. I wanted to do something for my family, for my children and grandchildren this past year that they would not have had an opportunity to have from me any other way. So I decided to write something about those people in my life who had already passed, so that my children and grandchildren could have some idea about the people that I talked about and I put them together, actually Kinko's put them together in a folder so that each child and each of our children and each of our grandchildren got a copy. I'd like to read one of these to you. It's called A Nurse's Memorial. It concerns my daddy's first cousin who grew up with my father in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. A Nurse's Memorial. Pregnant, sent home from London, the big war, a nameless child to raise, a dishonorable discharge to face, a nurse without respect. She never told, not a soul in Britain, nor did the Mississippi soldier know. She had no chance to change, to leave or stay, trapped by Blue Ridge Mountains that closed her in, Dachau, at home. No judicial review. Street kids screamed, "Run! Mid-Dean, she'll eat you up." Townsmen taunted, "Come gather round, lo the harlot who walks alone, her chin held high, it's her, mean Dean." Unwed these 7 years, she hid at home with Pap, pretending not to hear or see. Took a husband to set her free, took her child as his own, gave her his name, took them off to Oak Ridge, where few knew. "Cremate me?" "Yes," she said, "no trace to leave behind." Our new generation brought wine, bitter, bitter red wine, brought the warm, ash-filled cardboard box. We drank, we sang, we drank, fondled powder into passed-around bottles, Dean's legacy, cinders, and clink, clink, clink. We didn't know that teeth don't burn. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Brandy and Jerry Cobbs.
We are Brandy and Jerry Cobbs. Our motto is peace, love, and homemade music. This is a song, it's the title song of a little CD we did in 2018 called Sing Me Home. The way we usually work together, she writes usually most of the lyrics and I kind of fill in on the tune. So she called me one day from the gas station. She called me from the gas station, said, "I got a song," and she started reading it to me and texting it to me over the phone, and so we started putting it together.
You gotta catch it while you can.
Yeah. So, you want?
Well, I mean, I have a poem already called They Sang Her Home When She Died, which is my great-grandmother had 8 kids, 7 were still alive when she died, and they all stood around her and sang as she died. She was like 99 years old. So that was kind of part of an inspiration, and I'll let him tell about the first part of this.
So, my family goes way back deep in the old singing, fossilized singing tradition, if you've seen any of that on the video. And also, when we started arranging this, I wrote the introduction in shape note fa sol la notation. So that's how it starts out. La fa la sol la fa la, la fa la sol fa la, la sol la fa la fa la sol la fa fa. Born to wonder, taught to pray, carried on my Father's name, left my land to find my way, I'll return my dying day. I have traveled far and wide, seen some truths and told some lies, felt some heartaches, fell in love, made a family not of blood. When it's time to lay me down, put my cold bones in the ground. All through life I may have roamed, bring me back and sing me home. Father toiled the earth he turned, humming hymns as a boy he learned. Mother's hands made quilts and clothes, sang her songs and baked her loaves. Across the world the mothers sing, songs of spirit, tears they bring. Music finds me where I go, and it calls me to my sweet, sweet home. Bury my bones upon this land, where my fathers once did stand. Face me east to see the sun, ne'er more these feet shall run. When it's time to lay me down, when put my cold bones in the ground,
Christopher tells me, Mommy, I know things you don't know about me, and things you don't want me to know too, but I'm quick to remind him you don't know everything. But out of curiosity, I asked him, what do you know? And he says, well, I know all my timetables. I know you don't like my daddy. I know that before you got paid, you only had $70 in your bank account, see, Mommy? I know things you don't want me to know, but I am quick to remind him you don't know everything. I'm quick to remind him that I know things too. Like I know that Zoe was your first crush, but you weren't hers. And you're right. I don't like your daddy. I do know every single time you lied to me, you forget that I know every single time you lied to me, like when you lied to me about finishing your homework. See, Christopher is in the 3rd grade, but Christopher doesn't yet understand that the school to prison pipeline is trying to predict his purpose out of God's hands. So when he received his math score, I needed to know if they saw my baby as at or below or above average, because I won't have them use his scores to create another bed at the local prison. He doesn't understand why I get so mad when he lies to me about finishing his homework. He doesn't understand why I won't accept anything less than his best, and his best better be a B or better, because C's will get you cast into a crowd unless you blend in and be just another black body. And D's will get you dragged into a lineup and cast as deviant and criminal. And F's, will those get fatal? And I cannot explain to a 9-year-old all the ways an F can get him killed, profiled, and turned into a legal slave. When Christopher tells me that he knows things, I want to tell him you don't know a thing about your black, about your boy, about all the ways the world will bend and twist your neck until it breaks. See, I know about the world, how they view your black, how they view my boy. I know that 9 months on this earth was not enough for me to trust that God loves him like I do. Because why else would God let the world continue seeing him as a threat? Because being a boy mom is worse when you're a black boy mom, and I would have the hardest time watching him go to all the parts of the world undeserving of his presence. I always tell Christopher, your little brother is watching you, studying each way you smile and laugh and bend your way out of trouble. He is trying to understand how to be a boy. I've watched Christopher try to understand how to be a man at the hands of me, but I tell him I don't know a thing about that, but I do know how to apologize. I do know that it's okay to cry a river and let your tears find their way to the ocean for healing. I do know that when you get pulled over, you gotta place both hands on the steering wheel. Don't ask me why, it's because I said so, and you're right. I like your daddy. But I loved him so much I couldn't rid my body of you even when I tried to. See, you are the best parts of us, but you are so damn stubborn, and you get that from him, and you're a terrible liar, and you get that from me. I do know that at 9 years old, you don't know a damn thing. But at 32, neither do I.
Next, we will hear from Gorman.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that. It was really beautiful, thank you. My name is Gorman, and I just want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to share something I've written, and it's called Another. The pain of your words stung. I rehearsed them until we, you and me, we were swallowed into an unrecognizable abyss. Who we were together, we were ripped apart, torn, frayed at the edges, bleeding out of my expectations. Then my heart heard the wooing, forgiveness, whispering in my soul, teasing me toward the softer horizon. It didn't rush. It didn't demand. It simply waited for the moment that I grew tired of drinking from the well of that wound. And when the pain was no longer the only voice that I could hear, I loosened. Forgiveness offered itself by making you human again, not the destroyer. My hurt had made you a destroyer, not a villain, just human. And I, freed from the guarding the ruins of that felt space, where bitterness had once rooted, breath returned, where the tear had opened, strength quietly began to stitch me back together. The scar remains, but it no longer speaks into my future. Forgiveness came not as surrender, but as a release. And in that releasing, I found myself anew. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Grayson Simmons and Daryl O'Donnell.
We appreciate all the original stuff. We're going to do something cover tune here. I have no idea. But we appreciate what you guys are doing, and the writing and the songwriting and the poems and all that, the stories coming from the heart. Grayson and I both work here, and we just happen to be sort of musical buddies here, so we're gonna play some couple songs here.
I wish that I could fly into the sky so very high, just like a dragonfly. I fly above the trees, over the seas, and on degrees to anywhere I please. I want to get away, I want to fly away, yeah, you or even Mars, where it could just be ours. Let's fade into the sun, just we are fly, for we are one, just for a little fun. I want to get away, I want to fly away, yeah, you, yeah. I want to get away, I want to fly away, yeah, you, yeah. I gotta get away. 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 I want to get away. I wanna fly away, yeah, you, yeah. I want to get away. I wanna fly away, yeah, you, yeah. I want to get away. 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 I want to fly away. Yeah, you, yeah. I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, you, yeah.
Okay, here's a little bit of Eagles for y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I like the way your sparkling earrings lay against your skin so brown. And I want to sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a million stars all around. And I get a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm all
soon I may know you as a lover and a friend. This voice keeps whispering in my other ear, tells me I may never see you again. Oh, I get a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down. 'Cause I'm already standing. Yes, I'm already standing. Me, I'm already standing on the ground.
The first one on our open mic this evening will be Susan Davis.
I think I've ever been on stage. Other than at graduation, say, which one? Is that okay? So this is a poem that I wrote in the last week. It's about a poet that I met actually here about a year ago. She actually read at the open mic last year. She's not doing so well. And a lot of my poet friends are, texts are flying around saying, say your prayers. This is my form of a prayer. So it's called The Poet in the ICU, for Jenny. Sadly, a poet I sort of know is in the ICU, her body having gone on hiatus for what appears to be a very serious vacation after a series of strokes. I think of the word stroke and imagine its various delights and dangers until I find myself wondering, not unselfishly, what has happened to the chorus of words that used to romp through the poet's brain? I see them, even now, as living beings packed into a long, dark passageway, yet cordoned off from all the hubbub that conspires to keep the poet alive. As you might expect, the pushiest exhortations have elbowed their way to the front of the line, wheezing from overexertion. Meanwhile, a gang of modifiers plays it cool, sharing a cigarette beneath a street lamp. A couplet sachets toward the bar, where a verbal mixologist is making martinis. Another duo is smooching in a dark corner while everyone pretends not to notice. Still, most of the words I know are getting jittery, the poet having promised them all sorts of treats. Not to mention her undivided attention. For example, a Snickers bar, a bubble bath, a walk along the creek behind the house to count the turtles
setting on the rocks. When she struck these deals, the poet always came through with her promised pampering, whereupon the words rewarded her with a fluttering of similes, the magic of meter and metaphor, and oodles of detailed observation. All in all, what amounted to a lifetime of versification. Not bad. But I can't help musing what will happen to them now. The poet's words, when she no longer feeds them with her boundless love, when the air in her lungs has pressed the words into guttural monosyllables, when the poet's heart stops its chariot race, unbidden in a muddy track, refusing to go any further. Perhaps they will gather together to form a new hive, like bees, moving on but satisfied to produce something golden. And so, honoring her, the poet's temptations and tutelage will not have been in vain.
Next up is Merack Cooley. I hope I said that right.
So mine isn't as deep as literally everyone else's, but I do hope you find it entertaining. Hey, so I'm real drunk, so I'm gonna stay here tonight, just letting you know, 'cause I know you're up right now. You always wait up for me, and it's kinda cute. A lot of things you do are cute. You're just really cute. Have I told you that? I should tell you that more often. And when I'm sober, I bet you don't believe me because of how drunk I am. I need to tell you just so many things, really. Things like, I love you. I don't know why I can only tell you this when I'm super drunk. I'll probably regret this later. Wait, please just ignore all that.
Next up is Elle Wulff.
So if anyone knows me, I'm kind of angry all the time, but very quietly, so I'm allowed to get a little bit loud. This poem is called Bad Pennies. In the same week they stopped pressing pennies, I lost my job. Claims of restructuring, that change needed to be made. All why I can't make change at the grocery store. Pushing the shopping cart, I look down, scouring the linoleum for hints of copper hope. Abe seems to give me a side eye, even when I find him out next to the dumpster, abandoned amongst the other foul scents. But even the most oxidized, scratched up scrap joins my meager dragon's horde, lined up in a row, tight in a sweat-slicked fist, that I might gain a lick of Lady Liberty's fire. But clutching them close does nothing to rinse the coppery taste out. Instead of throwing them down a well and wishing for the best, I'll throw in with so many others. These pennies may not be pretty, oh, but they'll be plenty. Even as the coppers, and the fat cats have all collected, they'll scour the dirt. They sense change is coming, because bad pennies always come back. Thank you.
Next up is Daryl Bowden Jr.
Dr. Bowden's son. If any of you know who she is, she's sitting on the back. Beautiful.
So while we get set up here, I'm having one of those, I have to follow that. I'm gonna put, let me check it, it should be all right. I want to start just by saying a brief word of gratitude. Kim and her staff, of course, at Athens State University. I spent the last 3 years of my 43-year career as a graphic designer in the print industry here in the print shop, and it was, I told Chris, I wish I'd have been here my entire life, my entire career. I loved working here, but retirement was calling, and it's allowed me to get back into my music a little more. I want to thank the students that came to my workshop today. It was really inspiring for me as well. I hope it was for you. As a graphic designer, I also freelance a magazine 5 times a year, and it's on all things mycological. And Fungi Magazine, I've been doing it for 17 years now. And they take me to the Telluride Mushroom Festival every year, and I work the booth, and I sell subscriptions and t-shirts, and I get to perform. And every year I write a new mushroom song. So I have a whole catalog of mushroom songs. This year the theme of the Telluride Mushroom Festival is rewild. It's a really kind of a buzzword right now. It's not a new word, but it is kind of in the spotlight these days. So I decided to write a song. This is brand new. I'm just kind of testing out on you. I probably should have saved it to premiere at Telluride, but you guys won't tell them, right? It's called Rewild. Darkness spreads where the tall grass sways, poisons leak where amphibians play. Mother Earth is the one who pays for humans' lust for power. Greenhouse gas brings climate change towards the toxins. See, I knew this would happen. Toxins decrease the honeybee's range. Mushrooms fruit from mycelium's veins to offer awesome healing. Rewild, save the forest. Rewild, join nature's chorus. Rewild, clear the air. Be stewards of our planet's care. Be stewards of our planet's care. Extinction comes with habitat loss. Over-harvesting has a cost. Landfills heaped with garbage tossed, erasing native species. Ancient moss reclaims her own. Burn morels from ash have grown. Wind and sun make resources known if we garner what they're offering. Rewild, save the forest. Rewild, join nature's chorus. Rewild, clear the air. Be stewards of our planet's care.
stewards of our planet's care. Be stewards of our planet's care. Be stewards of our planet's care. Thank you.
Next up, we have Tammy Sanderson.
Hi everyone. So I guess I have 5 minutes, so I've decided to read 5 short poems. We'll start with the first one being called Vision Over Validation. Conflicted and restricted, enacted and redacted. Discover, recover, uncover who you are. Vision over validation. Step through the mystery, adjust your history. Are you a liar, pants on fire? Old stories conspire. Desire unretired, truth inquired. Do not discourage, create your courage. Reflection, detection, restoration, renewal. Devotion over discipline, resonance over relevance. On to the next one. It's called proclivity. Frequency over delinquency. You are the form, you are the function, here is the instruction. No deduction, only conduction. Intensity, immensity, propensity over density. Move beyond the mystery of your history. Your intention is the invention beyond convention and above contention. Brevity and levity, together they create the longevity. On to the next one. We're gonna do facets. Your facets are your assets. Dark and stark were once the binders. Nothing to prove, nothing to hide. Sanity, it is my vanity. Tenacity lies in my audacity. Pretend until you mend. Bend until you end. Pick a lane or live in vain. Check what you reject to detect the effect. I am the creator, I am the generator, my truth, the excavator. And we're moving on to dreamscapes. Fortress of gold, let it be told, your heart is bold. I'm no longer negating, only celebrating and elevating. Love moves mountains so we can drink from the fountain. All things matter, be a mad hatter, rise from the tower. Decide not to sit by and abide, release the schneid and ride the tide. Love shows us the way so our hearts can come out and play. Have hope, faith, trust, and surrender to render that which you deem tender. Free yourself from the shackles, let out a cackle, and tackle the mind, because the high road will never leave you behind. Forgiveness is the way, and your heart space, it is the art space. And last one is flamingo. Flamingo bada bingo, jingo, lingo, and fandango. Birds of a feather carry me through all the weather. No crying, only flying.
And last but not least, Jenny Byrum.
Thank you for sticking around. I have 2 short ones, if that's okay. I won't go over. My first one is called Drought. This is about an experience when my husband and I moved to Europe, and I was pretty lost.
Our first summer there was fiery and scorched. The river dried up to the 100-year mark. The crops shriveled widely and people died down in Spain. At times it felt as if we had perchance disturbed the natural balance of more than just our own lives with our drastic relocation. But then I began to notice the light stayed in the sky till almost 11 at night. And when I escaped late out the farm road into the crops behind our strangely shaped, suffocatingly German house, the moon would hang orange and somehow bright as day above us all. She hung low and heavy, seeming to burn if touched. So instead of reaching up, I rooted down, digging my bare feet into the sand-filled, tractor-made ruts of those farmer roads to feel the coolness down below the surface, toes searching deep for sweet relief from the heat and oppression of the time, the place, people, language, rules, of all the newness and unfamiliar. And I watched the wildflowers grow right there, rooted under the moonlight, without picking one, just being alive, barely, in this curious place. This is called Cast Iron Plant. I served as volunteer gardener at Scarrett Bennett Justice Center in Nashville, where I'm from, one summer. And I had a wonderful interaction with this woman who ran the office there, and it was quite surprising to me. Cast iron plant. She called me a plant. Jenny, you are just a quiet, pretty little plant. Am I a plant? If so, what plant shall I be? I think I would be a vining type, something that slinks and clings and curls like the Hoya, called Indian rope. Something with runners that sink into the brick and crumble it over time, like the building I lived in years ago. Something strong, intrepid, unforgiving, bulletproof, like English ivy that climbs to new heights, but with the sweet olive scent that pleases my smile in the streets of New Orleans. Breathtaking, like the difficult orchid I cannot seem to grow, and strikingly bright, like the African violet bloom, but velvety soft as those leaves. Something cool and refreshing, like the eucalyptus coin, yet appropriately prickly as the edges of a full-grown agave that brought fingertip blood last week. But giving and healing like aloe vera in so many ways, spreading my love the way Mother of Thousands spreads her seed babies that refuse to die, regardless of water or sun or nutrients or attention. They sprout in the carpet where they fall, insisting upon life, trusting the universe, expecting that their needs will be met accordingly, and that all will be well with the world once the sun has come over the horizon yet again. I have decided to be okay with the world seeing me as a quiet, pretty little plant, as I am a plant made of cast iron and stronger than you think.
Wow, I am so thrilled with the talent that we have